Bible verses that change lives. The Bible offers timeless wisdom that has changed lives for centuries. Here are several key verses and the life-changing lessons they hold. Trust in God's plan. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. In life, we often face uncertainty, but Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 reminds us to trust that God has a divine plan for each of us. No matter how bleak things may seem, we can be confident that God's purpose is good. Trusting His plan allows us to move forward with hope, knowing that He is guiding us towards a prosperous future. This verse teaches us to surrender our fears and worries, leaning into faith rather than trying to control everything ourselves. Embrace love as your guide, and now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love first. Book of Corinthians chapter 13 verse 13. The Bible emphasizes that love is the most powerful force in life. Whether it is in relationships, work, or daily interactions, love should be the foundation of everything we do. Love not only brings joy but also heals, unites, and strengthens communities. Embracing love in all actions brings us closer to others and to God. Overcome fear with faith, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Fear can be paralyzing, preventing us from pursuing our dreams and facing challenges. Isaiah 41:10 reassures us that we are not alone. God promises to strengthen us and lift us during our most difficult moments. This lesson encourages us to confront our fears with faith, knowing that God is our protector and guide. Be kind and forgive. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 32. Forgiveness is often hard, especially when we've been deeply hurt. Yet, the Bible teaches that we must be kind and compassionate, as Christ forgave us. Holding on to bitterness can burden our hearts, but when we forgive, we free ourselves from emotional chains and allow healing to begin. This verse inspires us to show kindness even in difficult situations, as kindness fosters peace and understanding. Seek God's kingdom first, but seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33. Our modern world encourages us to pursue material success and personal ambition, often at the expense of spiritual growth. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 teaches us to prioritize our relationship with God above all else. When we seek His will, everything else falls into place. This verse shows that success and fulfillment come when we align our lives with God's purpose, rather than chasing earthly desires. Let go of worrying, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. First Book of Peter chapter 5 verse 7. Worrying can consume us, robbing us of peace and joy. First Book of Peter chapter 5 verse 7 teaches us to give our anxieties to God. He cares deeply for each of us and invites us to release our burdens into His hands. This powerful lesson encourages us to trust in God's care and to find peace, even in the midst of life's challenges. Letting go of worrying allows us to focus on what truly matters and live freely in God's love. Be strong and courageous. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Courage doesn't mean the absence of fear, but rather pressing forward despite it. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9 encourages us to step out in faith, knowing that God is with us every step of the way. Whether it's tackling a new opportunity or standing firm in the face of adversity, we can draw strength from God's promise of constant companionship. This verse pushes us to embrace life's challenges with boldness. Faith moves mountains. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Matthew chapter 17 verse 20. Faith, even in the smallest measure, has the power to move mountains. Matthew chapter 17 verse 20 reminds us that with faith, we can overcome the seemingly impossible. This lesson teaches us that obstacles in life can be overcome by trusting in God's power, no matter how insurmountable they may appear. Faith fuels perseverance, helping us accomplish great things. God's grace is sufficient. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Second Book of Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9. In times of weakness, it's easy to feel inadequate or overwhelmed. Yet, Second Book of Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 teaches that God's grace is more than enough to sustain us. His strength is magnified in our weakness, and we don't need to rely on our abilities alone. This verse encourages us to lean on God's grace, knowing that His power will carry us through difficult seasons. Live with gratitude, give thanks in all circumstances. For this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. First Book of Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 18. Gratitude transforms our outlook on life. First Book of Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 18 teaches us to be thankful in every situation, both in good times and bad. Living with a heart of gratitude brings joy and contentment, shifting our focus from what we lack to the blessings we have. This verse encourages us to practice thankfulness daily, recognizing God's presence in all aspects of our lives.